Hey guys, week 9 of, that's a 1, but 9 of Discombobulated Rubbish vlog. As you can see, I am alone because my sister abandoned me for children her own age. It's scary being alone on a video. Oh, I don't like it. But I can do things on my own. I can. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to do some fun stuff with you guys. First off, a joke, because I discovered that I like telling jokes. I heard a really good one the other day. So, what is the difference between ignorance and apathy? I don't know and I don't care. That was on my list of things to do with you guys. Oh, you guys want to meet my elephant? I love my elephant. This is Lloyd. He's my elephant. He's really dirty. Gosh, Lloyd, you're dirty. I actually have no idea where this came from. Apparently my grandfather brought it back from some distant country. They were gonna get rid of him because look, his trunk is broken. But I keep things like that. I love my Lloyd. You're dirty. Okay, you're going down here. What else can I do? Oh, I was gonna show you guys how, I write all the time, and I'm sure that you guys have seen by now, based on all the quotes that I post, that I really enjoy all the old authors. And I was going to read you guys a story. But I'm not going to read the whole thing because that would take way too long. But I'll just give you the backstory, and then I'll read you, like, the good part of the story. So basically, this is Edgar Allan Poe. I hope that some of you guys have read Edgar Allan Poe, because if you haven't, then go educate yourself. Wow, it looks like I have a flower coming out of my head. Well, anyways. Oh, yeah. And so, Edgar Allan Poe. Really, like, morbid stuff, and, like, some people aren't a huge fan because it's dark, but it's awesome at the same time. Like The Pit and the Pendulum, and The Raven. Everybody should know The Raven, nevermore. But I can tell you that me and the girl who was on here last week, Becca, our favorite Edgar Allan Poe story is The Telltale Heart. Telltale Heart is about this dude who, and I kind of understand where he's coming from. The guy has this eye that the guy just can't stand. Like, this guy who lives with this older dude, the older dude has these, like, eyes that, like, it freaks him out. And he doesn't like it, and he wants to kill him because his eye is freaking him out. And, I mean, I guess I'm not saying that I would kill a guy because his eye was weird. But there have been times when I wanted to kill people for, like, gross mouth noises that they make. That's nasty. So, I mean, I get where he's coming from. It was driving him insane. So, he kills the guy, and then he hides his body. And that's where it starts to get interesting. So, yeah, I'll start here. The old man was dead. I removed the bed and examined the corpse. Yes, he was stone dead. I placed my hand upon the heart and held it there many minutes. There was no pulsation. He was stone dead. His eye would trouble me no more. If you still think me mad, you will think so no longer when I describe the wise precautions I took for the concealment of the body. Guy's smart. The night waned, and I worked hastily, but in silence. First of all, I dismembered the corpse. I cut off the head and the arms and the legs. If there's any kids watching this, totally read on. This is good stuff. It's a good story. I then took up 3 planks from the flooring of the chamber and deposited all between the scantlings. I then replaced the board so cleverly, so cunningly, that no human eye, not even his, could have detected anything wrong. There is nothing to wash out, no stain of any kind, no blood spot whatever. I had been too wary for that. A tub had caught all. Ha ha. Seriously, it says ha ha. When I had made an end of these labors, it was 4 o'clock, still dark as midnight. As the bell sounded the hour, there came a knocking at the street door. I went down to open it with a light heart, for what now had I to fear? There entered 3 men, who introduced themselves with perfect suavity as officers of the police. A shriek had been heard by a neighbor during the night. Suspicion of foul play had been aroused. Information had been lodged at the police office, and they, the officers, had been deputed to search the premises. Was it deputed or deputed? Probably deputed. I smiled, for what had I to fear? I bade the gentleman welcome. The shriek, I said, was my own in a dream. The old man I mentioned was absent in the country. I took my visitors all over the house. I bade them search well. I led them at length to his chamber. I showed them his treasures, secure, undisturbed. In the enthusiasm of my confidence, I brought chairs into the room and desired them here to rest from their fatigues, while I myself, in the wild audacity of my perfect triumph, placed my own seat upon the very spot beneath which reposed the corpse of the victim. The officers were satisfied. My manner had convinced them. I was singularly at ease. They sat, and while I answered cheerily, they chatted of familiar things. But ere long, I felt myself getting pale, and wished them gone. My head ached, and I fancied a ringing in my ears. But still they sat, and still chatted. The ringing became more distinct. It continued and became more distinct. I talked more freely to get rid of the feeling, but it continued and gained definiteness, until at length I found that the noise was not within my ears. No doubt I now grew very pale, but I talked more fluently and with a heightened voice. Yet the sound increased, and what could I do? It was a low, dull, quick sound, much the sound as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. I gasped for breath, and yet the officers heard it not. I talked more quickly, more vehemently, but the noise steadily increased. I arose and argued about trifles in a high key and with violent gesticulations, but the noise steadily increased. Why would they not be gone? I paced the floor to and fro with heavy strides, as if excited to fury by the observations of the men, but the noise steadily increased. Oh God, what could I do? I foamed, I raged, I swore. I swung the chair upon which I had been sitting and grated it upon the boards, but the noise arose over all and continually increased. It grew louder, 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 and still the men chatted pleasantly and smiled. Was it possible they heard not? Almighty God, no, no. They heard, they suspected, they knew. They were making a mockery of my horror. This I thought, and this I think. That anything was better than this agony, anything was more tolerable than this derision. I could bear those hypocritical smiles no more. I felt that I must scream or die, and now again, hark, louder, louder, louder. Villains, I shrieked, dissemble no more. I admit the deed, tear up the planks. Here is the beating of his hideous heart. Bah. Good story. I like that story. It's really good. So hopefully you got that, like, he could hear the heart in his ears. It's creepy. Really creepy. If you like that, you should read more Edgar Allan Poe. These are the complete tales and works of Edgar Allan Poe. You can get them at Barnes & Noble. Free advertising. Hope you guys feel okay. I feel awesome. I feel awesome. It feels great. Good story. Man, I want to write a story like that. Like, I want to write, like, really good murder. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to write a really good murder. The perfect murder. Yeah. It's got to involve poison. I like poison. I feel like poison is very sophisticated. Yeah. And sharks. I like sharks. Yeah. Anyways, I'm done now. I feel like I entertained you for long enough. Is there anything else I needed to say? Sleep tight. Yeah, anyways. Okay, I'm gonna go before I get really creepy and start losing followers. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed The Autumn and the Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe. I wish that he was still alive, because I would love to get this book signed by him, but, you know, that ain't happening anytime soon. So, I'll see you guys around. Bye.